The picture in the thumbnail isn't even close to the kind of acne that I used to have. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Mimi. So as the title says, today's video is gonna be about my acne story plus my current skincare routine. I asked you guys on Insta as well as on YouTube what you guys want to see, if you guys want to see my acne story plus skincare or only my skincare routine, and majority of you voted for acne story plus skincare, but I also have those people in mind who voted for only skincare routine, so you guys can just skip to this, jump to this timestamp, and here is where the skincare routine begins. So with that being said, let's get on with the video. So when I was younger, around 11 or 12, I used to have pretty much normal to dry skin. I didn't used to have any acne back then, but as soon as I turned 15 or 16, I believe, my skin started changing. It started getting more and more oily, and that was the time when I started having acne. And it wasn't just merely whiteheads or blackheads. I used to have those painful hormonal acne right here on my T-zone, either on my forehead or around my nose area, or mostly on my chin, which says hormonal acne, right? So those were those painful acne which are without an opening underneath your skin, and they used to stay for 15-20 days, and even when they were gone, they used to leave behind a bad acne scar or a bad acne mark. So like any normal teenager would do, I would try out anything and everything I could get my hands on, like neem face wash, charcoal face wash, multani mitti face mask, salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, you name it, I have tried it. So but even after trying all of these products out, my acne didn't go away. So at that time I was using the Neutrogena salicylic acid face wash on my face, which is good, but you can easily get overboard with that face wash because it has a good amount of salicylic acid in it. So I was using it back then. So my sister gave me this other face wash which is called Spongy Cell, which was given to her by a doctor, and both of us have the same kind of oily acne prone skin. So she gave that face wash to me, and I used that face wash, the Spongy Cell one, for around 1 year, and that face wash was really good. It was a foaming face wash. It also had salicylic acid but less percentage. It had only 2% of salicylic acid, which is mild but effective on your skin. At that kinda really revived my skin and brought it back to life. So I used it for around 1 year, and around that time my acne was still there. It wasn't completely gone, but it was less severe than it was before. But after 1 year, I don't know what happened. They just stopped selling the product. I don't know why. So I was back to where I was before the face wash, but thankfully this time my acne was less severe. So I remember I was 19 and I had some whiteheads right here on my right cheek, and I wanted to get rid of those whiteheads really quickly by 1 day or 2. So I tried a DIY face mask on my face. Never try those DIY face masks that you see online. So me being me, I tried that stupid DIY face mask on my face, and it gave me such a bad allergic reaction. Like I'm not even exaggerating a little bit. As soon as I applied that face mask on my face, my whole face flared up. It got red. This whole area turned completely red, and it puffed up like a balloon, you can say. I was so scared, like what's happening. I just washed it away instantly, and thankfully I had a big tub of aloe vera gel sitting in my freezer. I applied that aloe vera gel all over my face. After like half an hour, the puffiness went away, but this area, this complete area was red. You would get really scared if you saw that. But this area was completely red, and I had like multiple breakouts on the next few days. I was so scared. I stopped using every skincare product that I was using at that time, and I only washed my face with water and applied that aloe vera gel morning and night on my face. And after a month or 2, it started healing, but those acne were there for a long time, and even Still now I have those red spots from those acne right here on my cheek. You can't see it, but only when my face is exposed to extreme heat or extreme cold, then those red spots are visible. So never try those stupid DIYs on your face. So that was like a wake up call for me that says stop using anything and everything that you can get your hands on your skin. So after that happened with my face, I started looking online. I started looking up like why my skin is like this, why do I get so much breakout, what happened right there, why did I get that allergic reaction, all of that stuff. So while my skin was healing, I was exploring different types of skin, different skincare ingredients, and at that time I got introduced to Korean skincare. Not only Korean skincare brands, but Korean skincare methods, like how they use more healing and soothing ingredients in their skincare, the 7-step, 10 steps Korean skincare routine, the 7-step method, all of those stuff. So around and also at that time Face Shop and Innisfree were getting launched in India. I was so excited, I wanted to try those, but I was so scared that I would do something wrong once again, and I will have that once again. So around 4 to 5 months after that allergic reaction happened, I bought my first Face Shop face wash and Innisfree moisturizer, and that was the time when I introduced Korean skincare products in my skincare routine, and since then my skin has just got better. So what I learned from my experience is that if you are a beginner with skincare, the first thing that you need to know is your skin type. What kind of skin do you have? And then you need to know what kind of ingredients or what kind of products your skin needs, because different types of skin needs different type of skincare ingredients. And then when you are shopping online, read the labels of the skincare products, like the ingredient that your skin needs should be on the top section of the ingredient list, like in the first couple of lines that particular ingredient should be present, and then you can go for that product. And if you have oily skin is actually really easy to take care of, because our skin is already doing a great job on its own. Oil isn't bad. The oil that our skin produces isn't bad, because oil helps to keep our skin hydrated, moisturized, and also glowy. But the extra oil that our skin produces, we just need to get rid of that, not all of the oil. So remember to be kind to your skin. Don't use products or ingredients that are super harsh on your skin. And if you have acne prone skin, if you know that you get hormonal acne, or if you have problems like PCOD, treating it from the outside won't only help. You need to treat it from the inside of your body as well, and for that you need to go and see a doctor. There are medications that can help you balance the hormone levels in your body, and can also, by doing that, it can also help you with your acne as well. But for that you need to go and see a doctor. And not only our hormones, but our gut can also give us acne as well. Lactose, people who are lactose intolerant, they get acne from dairy products, but my body isn't lactose intolerant. I don't get breakout if I consume something that has dairy in it. So but I do get acne if I eat something super spicy, which I love, on the next day. So I won't say you to eat this, don't eat that, things like that, but I would definitely recommend you to keep a food journal. If you are having acne which you know isn't hormonal acne, then try to keep a food journal and write down in that what you ate on the previous day, and in that way you can sort out and figure out what specific type of food is giving you that acne. That was my acne story and what I learned from it. Now let's begin with my current skincare routine.
A good skincare routine begins with a good cleanser. My favorite one is the Crave Beauty Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. I use this mostly in the morning. This has matcha, green tea, oats, almond, and all of those good stuff in it. I also use the Face Shop Herb Day 365 aloe vera foaming face wash. And if you have sensitive skin and if you don't like fragrance in your face wash. Definitely try out this one by Simple. And also sometimes I use the Biotique Bio Neem purifying face wash. It doesn't foam up that much, which I really like and enjoy. And finally I have the Roop Mantra fruit face wash. Next is toner. Currently I'm using the Khadi rose water. It's a really simple kinda no fuss rose water, and I really like to use this one on my face. I'm also using the Biotique Bio Morning Nectar toner, this one, and the Biotique Bio Cucumber one has been my go-to toner for years now. And as you can see, this is the technique how I apply toner. I don't use any cotton pads or a cotton ball to apply toner on my face. Next is serum. Currently I'm using the ordinary niacinamide plus zinc. Niacinamide helps to control the excess oil production and minimize the appearance of the pores, and zinc helps to fight acne causing bacteria. I just take a couple of drops and pat it into my skin. Before the ordinary one, I was using the Klairs freshly juiced vitamin C serum. So it has low percentage of vitamin C in it, which is great for sensitive skin. It works slowly, but it definitely works on dark spots and pigmentation. So I just take a couple of drops of the ordinary serum and I pat it like that into my skin. Serum isn't something that you must have, especially if you are in your teen years, but again, if you want to add some extra efforts, some good ingredients to your skin, then definitely you should check these two products out. Next is moisturizer. I like to use face lotions better than moisturizer. Currently I'm using the Biotique Bio Morning Nectar serum. It's more of a lotion than a serum, and I'm also using the Face Shop Rice Ceramide emulsion. You can see it's almost done. And I love the Innisfree Green Tea Essence in Lotion. If you want to take one product away from this video, definitely take this one, because this product is so good for those people who have oily acne prone skin that gets red, really easily irritated, because this product calms your skin out so easily and so nicely. You can see I have finished the entire bottle. I have loved it till the last drop. And I have also used the Face Shop White Seed Lotion. It's a good moisturizer. I would say it's a better daytime moisturizer, and this one is also finished as well. And finally, we need to protect our skin from the sun, and for that we need sunscreen. Currently I'm using the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch SPF 50 plus sunscreen, and I'm also using the Requil OMC free sunscreen, which is also SPF 50 plus. So I'm currently using these two sunscreens. Both of these sunscreens are really good for oily acne prone skin. The Neutrogena one does leave behind a white cast on your face, but the Requil one doesn't leave behind any white cast on your face. So if you don't like the white cast from that sunscreens usually leave behind, then definitely check out the Requil one. It is lightweight as well compared to the Neutrogena one, but do wear a sunscreen no matter which one that is. Do wear a sunscreen, because sunscreen provides a little bit of protection to our skin from the sun, and we definitely need that. I know for people who already have oily acne prone skin, wearing sunscreen can feel a little bit extra, but believe me, we do not need the sunscreen, and you will see the difference once you start using. And for night, I use these moisturizers. The first one is the Kaya Brightening Night Cream. This one has vitamin C in it. The next one is the Face Shop Dr. Belmo Advanced Seeker Repair, especially good for if you have any wound or open acne on your skin. Then I have the Innisfree Jeju Orchid Sleeping Mask. This is a bit on the thicker side and good for colder months or colder days. And this one is my favorite by Etude House. This is the Moistful Collagen Sleeping Mask, and it has a gel texture, so it is definitely one of my favorite sleeping masks. So you must be thinking, what do I use when I get acne? So the first thing is Innisfree Super Volcanic Pore Clay Mask. Whenever my skin feels extra oily, I wash my face and I apply this face mask. This helps with oil control. I am currently also using the Oriental Botanics Aloe Vera Green Tea and Cucumber Face Mask. This mask doesn't give you that extra dry kind of feel to your skin which most masks would give you. And sometimes I also use the BHA serum by Sugandha. This is 2% salicylic acid with gotu kola and green tea. So after I wash and tone my face, I apply 3 to 4 drops of this serum all over my face. I pat it into my skin and then I follow it up with a moisturizer. Or I would use this one. This is the L'Oreal Revitalift. This is salicylic acid with Centella asiatica, and this one is especially good for those painful pimples. And sometimes I also use the Dr. Sheth Gulab Glycolic Toner. This is AHA, milder than the previous two. So I use this one when I get those tiny little pimples now and then. And the last one I have to share with you is the SBL Berberis Aquifolium Gel. This one was given to me by a doctor, and this is an homeopathy gel, and this one is specially good for treating whiteheads.
So that was all that I have to share with you guys, my acne story and my current skincare routine. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, definitely give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And let me know in the comments down below, what is your skin type, what kind of products do you use, what skincare problems that you had, and how did you get over it. I would love to listen to those. And that's it for now, and I'll talk to you guys later soon with another video. Till then, bye.